Hi guys, and thank you for joining me with ArtSphere today. We are going to be doing another STEAM experiment. This time we're going to be creating a reaction between a base and an acid, and we're going to learn what those mean. So for this experiment, we are going to be doing a reactive painting. So your paint is actually going to create a reaction when you put it on the paper. So for this, you need baking soda, which I have in a container. You need vinegar. I'm using white distilled vinegar, but you could probably use any other kind as well. They all are acids. And then I have 2 cups of water. This is going to be for my paint, but you can do several. You can do 3 or 4 colors, however many you want. And then I have an extra container which I'm going to pour the vinegar in. And I don't need a lot of it, so it's not even filled halfway. And I'm just going to set this to the side. And then I need my food coloring to make my paint. And I'm going to use red and blue for this, but you could also use watercolor as well. So to begin, I'm just going to put a few drops of this. So I did 3 red, and then I'm going to do the same with the blue. Alright, and then you also need a paintbrush and a piece of paper to paint on. And then I also have a spoon so I can scoop out baking soda and mix it. So I'm just going to do just a full spoon of baking soda in each. And you want to make sure that you get enough baking soda into your watercolor or food dye mixture, because you want to make sure that it's going to get onto your paper when you transfer it with the paint. So I'm just going to stir that really well in both of them. And this is going to be my paint. Alright. Alright, and we're just going to set this to the side. And then I'm going to grab a pencil. And I'm just going to draw a simple picture on my paper. I'm going to do maybe like some clouds. And the picture that you're just drawing, this is what you're going to be painting. It doesn't have to be super specific. The goal of this activity is more so to see the reaction rather than painting your actual picture. So I'm just going to do a couple clouds in mine. So maybe I'll have a blue and a red cloud. And then I'm going to do maybe like a sun at the top. And again, I'm just doing this very fast because it doesn't really matter what it looks like. It's more so that you can learn how this reaction occurs. So I just have a bunch of clouds in mine. Quick and easy sketch of my clouds and my sun. So I'm going to take my first color and I'm just going to paint it. So I'm going to make sure that all my baking soda is mixed in this. And baking soda for this experiment is your base. So a base is something that doesn't have a lot of free hydrogen ions. And it will, when combined with an acid, which is our vinegar, it's going to make the acid less acidic and it's going to neutralize it. So we are going to just take our paintbrush, make sure you got a lot of baking soda on it. If you need more, you can always add more. And we're just gonna paint the clouds to get the baking soda on to the paper. So I'm just gonna do this really quickly. You might want to use a thicker piece of paper if you have it. If not, it just might go through the paper since this is a very watery color. And again, I'm just making sure I have a lot of baking soda on my thing because that is what is going to react with the vinegar when we add that in a minute. Alright, and then I'm going to do some of the red, and I'm just using the same paintbrush because, again, it's more so for the reaction rather than the colors. So we're just going to do some red clouds here, making sure I have enough baking soda on it. I'm going to do my sun is going to be kind of red, and I am going outside the lines a little bit because it's hard to get a very exact painting when this paint is so watery. So again, just keep in mind, it doesn't have to be exact. Alright, and as this is drying, you can actually see where the baking soda is drying on the paper and the color, which is good. That's what we want. My sun is looking a little bit not so sunny. So here is my painting. It's a little bit hard to see. My sun kind of moved around with everything, but here's my red and blue clouds. Okay, now we're going to add our acid. So I have our acid in this cup, and acids are full of hydrogen ions, and so when these combine, the hydrogen ions are going to chase around the bicarb and the sodium, which is in our base, our baking soda, and when these combine together, it's going to cause carbonic acid, and carbonic acid is then going to very, very quickly dissolve into carbon dioxide and water. So carbon dioxide, you may be familiar with, is something we see with bubbles, and we see it in soda. It's what makes the soda all bubbly and fizzy. So that is what's going to happen when we add our acid to our base. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush again. You can use a straw to drop it on, or if you have a pipette. And I'm just going to gently drop it on my baking soda. And if I want a big reaction, I can even use a spoonful and spoonful. So again, I'm taking my vinegar and my baking soda, and I'm just letting it react with the baking soda on here with the vinegar. So as you can see, where there's more clumps of dried baking soda, there's going to be more fizzing, which is our carbon dioxide being created. And I'm just dropping small amounts. You can hear it fizzing. If I want to do a larger amount, I can take my spoon and it will have a larger reaction because now we have more acid combining with the base. We'll do it one more time on our sun right here. So now our colors are kind of mixing, and the blue is becoming a little more purple, and all the colors are mixing. So this would be fun if you want to try out mixing different colors together and seeing the reaction. So I hope you guys were able to see how it reacted and created our carbon dioxide. So I'm just going to hold this up. It's a little bit wet. So here's our final picture. You can kind of see it. It kind of doesn't look like a cloud anymore because of all the baking soda and vinegar on it. But baking soda and vinegar is also what people use to make volcanoes because it has such a clear and fast reaction between the hydrogen ions and the bicarb, which combine to make, again, our carbon dioxide and water. So I hope you guys were able to try out this project. If you were, please hashtag us at loveartsphere.inc or email it to us at info@artsphere.org, and we would love to share your projects with everyone and love to see how you guys are enjoying our projects. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Please let us know if you do this, and check out more videos from ArtSphere.